Right now it is?
Yes.
What happened? Where'd the minute go?
If I stay still, the thoughts of you are sinking. Point stands, but I'm still overthinking. You know you don't really call me like you used to, but I know you try. And I've heard you've been here before, but I won't stay the same. It's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusting to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to.
Look, the most words I got right yet.
That's everything I did wrong.
Yeah, that's good.
So, well, yeah, I tried to do this one. I tried to channel my inner Sarah, and it doesn't work. Like, I can't wait till the last second to do anything.
It's not the last. It's the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, I have to be ready 20 minutes before everything. Otherwise,
It's too stressful.
I don't. It's too stressful if we're not. So,
Happy Friday!
Friday, we have
We
missed
back.
you, even though we can't see you.
Yes.
But if you want to chime in and say hi, we do appreciate it because we know some people do lurk and listen to our show, talk to us about it personally, but don't say anything in chat.
I feel like that's me.
I feel like
I do
there's.
that in all of the chats.
Oh, I
never
agree
say
with
hi.
that. But
Happy Friday, Ryan.
I just feel like knowing you're there for other people is
Yeah.
important, and not just for us. Like, there's some people in the chat that chat with each other and have never met each other,
That's true.
and
nice.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So happy Friday, Ryan. Thanks for chiming in. Even though, you know, we'll have a drink for you.
This is for our homie Ryan right here.
This is we're doing it now.
Well, it's the beginning of the show.
Well, it's been like 20 days since
Yeah.
we did our last show.
I mean, I remember. Shots, show.
You're a liar.
Shot, show.
I know. It's like, you don't remember our last show. It's like, it's been a while.
No, I remember how to do the show.
Oh, you know how to do a shot.
Yes.
Slanchava.
Salud.
ASMR. No?
No, it was weird. Look how pretty
You
this
can't
looks.
say ASMR?
Ooh. It's a glass of pineapple water. It's delicious. It's like my new obsession right now.
Yo, she's
Like,
obsessed.
highly obsessed with
what
it.
is that? Pineapple Waterloo.
Waterloo. So good. It's lame, I know.
So
It's
if you like
delicious.
to get some pineapple Waterloo, subscribe to her. No, I'm just kidding. She just really likes it, and we buy it.
Yeah.
Are you centered? I don't think you are.
I don't know.
You know, you put your belly button on the crack.
What?
So,
Why would you say that?
well, so people that are listening just to the audio, they can think this
Oh,
is a
no.
whole different channel.
This is all bad now. Oh, look, Sarah's going to go away.
That's because make this vertical.
I did it.
No, if you make this vertical
All
and then pull the arm out.
right.
Oh,
Show adjustments. Should have been done earlier.
shit.
What have you been doing? In the last
Absolutely
3
not.
minutes, we could have done this.
I mean, if anybody does these things, it doesn't take a lot. It really doesn't take as much as we make it up to be. Realistically, to set up these things because it is 2023. So most settings can be just saved.
Yeah.
On almost everything. You just plug it in and it goes. But
That's what it looks like.
a lot of times when you plug it in and you think it's going, you're like, why are my preferences changed? You know why? Updates.
Oh, I love updates.
No, I do not.
See, you're not even going. Where's your paper?
It's right here. It's flipped over so you don't cheat.
I have all the words. You didn't even do the. Where's our sponsor?
I'm ready. So our sponsor, as consistently recently.
Nope.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, continue.
has been Elever Consulting.
Yes,
Why?
because she's lovely.
Well, plus she sponsors the show. So she actually this is not she's a good friend of ours, so she's the sponsor of the show. Like the company at Lever Consulting does actually pay
Yes.
for our podcast network to have the 5 podcasts on it.
Yes.
Now they're not always active; they're inactive, and we take breaks and all that kind of stuff. But this company actually does every 5-6 months or so make sure that we receive an actual cash payment to pay for us to have this live.
And
so
what does Lever Consulting do?
So real life stuff. So I can pull that up. I just fixed the browser thing. No, we don't want to do a big Lever thing.
We didn't like plan it. You just got to go.
You want me to go with the flow, yet now you want me to stick to a rigid schedule. I don't think that's cool.
Okay. It's not
So I'm
rigid.
pulling this up.
Just saying.
Oh, found it. It's even in my browser history.
Oh, that'd be weird if it wasn't.
Well, it's on ours even. Allow. Block.
All right.
So
Let's do
here we are. No, what?
I'm excited. Go.
What are we doing?
You're sharing your screen.
No, we're doing this. This is amazing Lucy Jung right there on the front page. And if you look at this sweet, I don't know, you can't see my marker. That's too bad. But Lever Consulting, cool thing is the graphic design, the logo and everything was done by Ariel. So there's connections all the way. So this person, let's see, what do they do? What do they do? Services. Look at brainstorming, editing, presentation, packages, pricing. So there is a lot of stuff they do for like real life skills. So make sure and check them out. Because we know they're good people and we know they give good services.
Yes.
Yes. So it's very important to, encourage others and help out others. I could use your help right now.
Well, I was waiting. I was agreeing with you. Usually you have a better flow to.
I have no flow.
All right. Well, let's talk about some good things.
Well, you can push the button if you want.
Oh. Good thing. I'm going first so you don't steal mine.
Oh, I have multiple so
Okay.
that I can fill in the blanks.
So last week we were gone because we were at this thing called Slow Days.
Gonna cross that off.
Thank you. We went to the Central Coast and we spent 2 days in San Luis Obispo. And it was basically a presentation for parents to stop being helicopter parents and let go and let their kids go to college.
That's what she got out of it.
Yeah, that's what I got out of it.
That's not what the whole thing was for, but that's what she
that's
got
really
out
what
of
it was for.
Okay.
Go, why? What else would it was for?
For people to see the campus,
But they've already done that.
see where kids. We didn't.
I'm just saying. Most people don't just sign up for a college that they've never stepped foot on and be like, that's the one I want to go to. Our kid just did that. So
Well, our other kid did that too.
it's true. But I've been on both of them. Anyway, so that's where we were at last weekend. And so that was really fun. And the weather was gorgeous and there was no flies. Oddly enough, there were like 0 flies in San Luis Obispo. And I don't really understand why or care. It was just nice to not have flies like landing on your food when you're outside.
I think it had enough of a breeze. I think it was the breeze that helped with that,
I don't know.
or the lack of garbage.
True. It's a very clean campus.
Because it depends. If you hang out downtown, most places, it's not that there's a lot of flies. There's a lot of garbage
It's
and
true.
a lot of funky smells.
It was gorgeous. If you've never been to Central Coast in California, highly recommend it. It's like one of
If
my
you've never been
favorite
there,
places.
yes, you can walk most of it, especially slow.
You walk downtown.
Yeah,
so
you
Slow's
could-
big. Look where we went to. I mean, the place where we went to eat after, that was like not walkable.
Eat after.
When the last day we went to go eat before we got on the road. Taste.
What was that? 3 miles?
No, it was like 7. I'm just
I
saying,
don't
it's
think it
not
was that many.
walkable. It was.
But I'm saying if you hit like the downtown pocket,
Yeah.
of there, most of it's walkable. And it's also, if you stay a little bit on the outskirts, the public transportation is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So you can really just take I don't know, they have a bus, they have zip cars, they have everything to kind of get wherever you want to go. And everything's kind of in a small little pocket there. So had some really good times there. Farmers market, all that kind of stuff. So if you've never been to that area, Slow, Our favorite is Avila Beach,
Yep.
which is what, 5 minutes from there.
Yeah, I'm so jealous.
So we got married on Avila Beach, which is about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, let's say 10
Yeah.
minutes because of traffic. But 10 minutes, and then Pismo, because everybody's heard of, if you've ever been to that area, you know
I know, everyone
Pismo
goes
Beach,
to Pismo, yeah.
right? But like 10 to 15 minutes away
Avila's
from that
better.
is Avila. It's a lot more chill. It's
Mm-hmm.
a lot more just chill.
It's less touristy.
Yeah, it's like locals go there.
Yeah.
You know, and locals live in the area and they go down there to hang out. So it's
Yeah.
that's our favorite. We did get married on the beach in Avila, so
Yes.
plan for that in the future.
2 years.
2 years from now, we're gonna go down there for a 10-year. Hopefully, you guys are gonna come
Invited.
show up.
Just kidding.
Maybe I shouldn't invite.
I know.
You're like
Invited everyone.
invited.
Okay, what's your good things?
Oh, well, I'll go to this then, since we're talking about kids and stuff like that. My next one I had on here was our son Cedric is not meant for traditional schooling. Fact,
Yes.
which is totally okay with me, but you still got to get through it, right? So we've talked about that in past podcasts, but he made up 4 classes over the summer.
Which is psychotic, but yes.
Well, it's insane.
Right.
Did he get great grades? Who cares?
He had average grades.
No,
so
he
we'll
actually
take it.
won. He got above average.
Yeah.
So he got
Yeah.
average and then one above. And to complete 4 classes in one summer,
Right.
to me, not that it's insane, but I feel like the structure of the school system is
so s-
obviously
Right.
insane.
Exactly.
Because if you can do 4 classes in a summer,
Right. Something's
why
not right.
why are we going to school all year long?
Right. Why am I trying
That's
this hard during the
insane.
school year?
So I won't get into that, but I'm actually very proud of the dude. Like he buckled down and just got it done. He was like, I just want to get this done.
Yeah.
He took a C- in one class because he's like, I could have got a B+ or a B, and he's like, I just want to get out of here.
Yeah.
I was like, good, honest answer.
Yeah.
That's an answer I can
These get
I can
degrees,
receive.
people.
Like I just wanted to leave. I'd been there all summer, and I was like, I got that one.
Yeah.
That one meant a lot. So that's my good thing. That made me excited for the future.
Yeah.
Gave me hope.
I told him to talk to his counselor because the one of the classes they take, it's called like an Apex. I think it's Apex.
Yes.
So you get to go at your own speed. And he did the best. I mean, he was like, he thought he could just finish early and then have an extra week of summer. And they're like, well, you did so well and you finished so quickly. Take another class. And he's like, what? I just want to go home and play games and do nothing. And they're like, why? You have plenty of time.
Plenty of time. And I mean, realistically, he had plenty of classes to make up for.
Yes. And so he did. And so he took another one. And he finished that one early too.
So I got to look at this like, okay, so realistically, how many classes do you normally take in one semester? 6?
6.
Right?
Yeah.
He did almost a whole semester
Right.
in a summer.
Right. Right.
Right? So in like 2.5 months, 2 months.
It wasn't even 2 months.
Okay, so let's just round up to 2 months because
Sure.
there was a break.
Right.
Right? So in 2 months, he did 4 classes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me challenge you, school system administration, people who make all the planning and get the funding. You can get stuff done quicker, more efficiently, without having kids just sit in the seats and stare at stuff.
No money that way, darn it.
Well, you can get. I mean, if they change the system, you could still get the same money for the same education
It's true.
in a more efficient amount of time. Not shorter amount of time, more efficient.
Yeah.
That
That's-
might roll over to my
Here we
rant.
are. Oh,
No, are
did you write it?
What? No, I did not.
Okay.
Because you didn't sing it. So, but I have
Every
other
week.
shout outs if you want to go. Or good things. Gosh, wrong segment. Do you have more good things?
No,
Or that was it?
That was it.
That was it.
Well, I feel like the other ones they're secrets, so I can't do those.
Well, then why'd you write them down?
I didn't.
Oh, but and here's another thing. It was like, here's my thought today while I was writing down all these things, because my good things segment and my shout out segments there's a lot in there.
Okay.
Well, the problem is when you do that, does it cheapen the good thing?
No. No, Bailee. No secrets.
Well, I mean, no.
No.
No. There's reasons. But I always feel like if I do
Just
too many
say
good
the
things.
Good thing.
Okay, because
Lord.
I had a project meeting this week.
Okay.
Multiple ones with Lucy and Valerie and other people that I
Yes.
cannot divulge
Yes.
yet, which is kind of a big deal coming down the pike. So stay tuned for that. This one is a good thing. We're working on, this is probably / the last segment too, but the good thing is we've been working on some new books
Yeah.
coming out for our education system, for our role playing as development system, and our board gaming as development system. So those are coming to fruition thanks to Valerie.
Woo woo.
And and Lucy, myself, Michael Panish,
The crew.
her husband Mike,
Yeah.
Patrick. There's just a lot of people involved in these things. We have a new game coming out, and I say Valerie has a new game coming out, so look out for that. And it does have a name, so I'm gonna say it now because I'm gonna put it in the universe. It should be out by the end of this year. It's a card game called Social Spheres. So if you're into social influencing and you find humor in it, you're gonna enjoy this game. It's a card game. I can't remember I think it's up to 6 players. We haven't really established that. I think she did establish that, and I just don't know all the details.
That's a lot
so
of words for you.
that should be coming out. What do you mean?
Usually I talk this fast.
But
with all the
I'm
words.
articulating them quite well. So just look out for that. And I also want to say the reason we haven't been here, it is a good thing. We have been traveling again for some very positive reasons. And that's very enjoyable. So I had to say that's a good thing for this. Yes, we do have a new game. We're into spheres. Okay, cool. This is Social Spheres. So it's into more of social media and social influencers, and has kind of a interactive comedic take on it as a group of friends. Very fun to play. There are some people that have tested it
The
with
kids
us.
liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right. I just thought of a good thing because you talk about traveling. I have almost booked
Whew,
so
I'm
many
exhausted.
work trips. I'm going to book so many work trips by the end of this weekend. Super excited.
I get to go on one,
Yes.
at least one.
Just the one. The whole month of August almost. I have a
See what
trip
just happened?
every week. You get to go to San Diego. And that's it. I think I'm shipping you back after the Ed Sheeran concert in September. And then I'm going to do
Dang,
audience.
bro.
Yeah.
So you're like, I don't care if you're 50, go home.
Yeah.
It's like,
Listen, B,
High
let's
five.
not, sorry.
High five.
Excuse my language. Let's not. There's a whole plan for your 50-year-old thing. Anyways,
50
sorry, my rant. Hi, Ariel.
So your rant is going to be me.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Let's
So,
go.
okay, let's go.
Okay.
I don't have a song for it. I don't have a
You ready?
sounder for it, but I am home more often recently.
Are you?
Yes. The
The
whole
whole next 2 weeks.
we're
I was gonna
not
say
traveling.
4.
The
It's only
whole
2.
next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about that
Exciting.
soon too.
I don't know where, but okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
For a reason. But what's our next segment?
Rant of the week. Rant of the week.
Rant of the week.
That was pretty good.
I might just edit that out and just put some music behind it.
How many
That
do
would
you
work
have?
out Well, I only have one. So,
Okay, I'll have 2. So I'll
but
go.
you know me, I have one that's kind of a primer, and then it
What?
kicks into high gear, and I think of
No.
another one, and then I just go for
You
it.
only get the one. You already said it. Okay.
Scattergun.
Okay, so this, okay, I shouldn't say this. I don't really have 2. I only have 1. But this is the funny story I want to tell you earlier. So every morning I get up and I take our dog for a walk. And then we come back inside. And then I have to go to work. If I say her name and say, okay, let's go upstairs, she won't follow me. But if I say, okay, let's go to work, she follows me upstairs and goes in the room. I was like, okay, it's weird that that's the thing. But yeah, if I say, okay, time for work, she's like, okay.
Okay. This dog is the most conditionable dog
Yes.
until she has an ulterior motive.
So she's mad at you.
No, right. Well, ulterior something.
Yeah.
Something happens. So if you tell her it's time to go to bed and she's exhausted And she's
She's
like,
not going.
I'm already in bed.
Yeah.
Shut up. I'm laying in bed.
Yes.
I'm asleep.
Yes.
Do what you want.
Right. She's like, I don't
But
care.
if she's like, oh, I'm not really comfortable down here. It's kind of time to go to
She
bed.
just leaves you.
She'll just go to bed.
Yeah. She's like, that was enough.
So I get that. I mean,
I just
she's
thought it was
she's
so
an older
weird.
dog,
I know.
and
She's so funny. Because I was like, you want to go in here? Because if I close the door, she also knocks on the door, which is really weird. So if I close our door, she knocks on it to come in. But if I say, okay, let's go, she's just like, I don't want to. I'm like, okay, we're going to work. And she's like, okay. I'm like, you don't do it. What? It's the same thing. You're just going in there to lay down.
well, she really does like certain verbiages, and I don't know if it's a verbiage or the way you say it, but
I tried both.
every day she does come down because I get up later than Sarah. Whew, shocking. I get up later than Sarah. I come downstairs, and then she kind of comes down about half an hour after I've come downstairs. And there's an expectation that the back door needs to be opened.
Yes.
For her to walk out and just lay on the patio.
She is a princess.
Right? But if I say, hey, you want to go outside? She's confused.
Yes.
But I go, okay, princess, I'm coming. She runs to the she will run to the blinds and shuffle them.
So
It's
weird.
like, yeah. I was like, what is that all about? Or if I tell her, hey, do you want to have something to eat? Or hey, are you hungry? Hey, you want some water? No. I go, you want your nuggets? She's like, oh yeah, I want my nuggets.
Now she's
like-
going to get up and come over here.
I know.
I know.
But her bowl's full. It's
It
fine.
doesn't matter.
So
Okay, so go ahead. What's your rant?
my rant is going to be very specific. And it's not about everybody, but it's about probably some certain people in my realm. Sometimes it's our kids. Sometimes it's just other people. Not saying thank you.
Yeah, that's a big one for you.
That's a huge one for me because I feel like we should be thankful as human beings for other human beings, no matter what. Now, do I express that very well? No, I'm not very good at that. But I expect it
Right.
for me,
Yes.
right?
The amount of times you're like, they didn't say thank you. They just said, okay. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, but you gave them something.
Right.
Hey, can you give me a ride home from school? And then you go, yeah, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
What the hell? Like, what?
Ooh, language.
Like, what is that? Like, thank you. Hey, can I stay up a little later because I don't have school tomorrow? Yes, you can stay up till midnight. Okay. What? I just feel like the okay thing is just like a jab of like, I got what I wanted. F you. That's how I
I know.
feel.
Like I think you're the one feeling it that way. To them, they're just like,
Okay, but to them,
thanks.
But there's a society norm. To me, it's kind of like if somebody opened the door for you to leave a restaurant or go in, would you say thank you,
I would.
or would you say okay?
I would, but some people literally just do head nod, and to them that's an okay.
It's a difference if is the head nod down or up. Because if
Stop
it's up, you're good.
what?
If it's down, you're like,
So if it's up, it's thank you. If it's down, it's okay.
yep.
That's how that works at all.
Well, there is a thing about a nod though that I have. You know me.
Yes.
The social cues, because I had to study social cues. Like they don't come innate into my system, so I had to look into them, and I look into what the social norms are and what people do and those kind of things. So when somebody says or does something for you or says something nice to you, you say thank you,
Right.
right? And instead of you're welcome, there's acceptable phrases.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If someone says, "How are you doing today?" Do you say, "Oh, good, thank you"?
I'm doing all right, thanks.
You do not. You do not say thanks every time someone asks you how you're
Maybe
doing.
not, but that's a question.
It's still
A question.
checking. It's still checking in on you. And
How
doing
you
something
doing?
nice for you.
No.
Yes.
How you doing could be like, hey, how you doing?
It's still checking in on you.
They'd be like, well, I'm not doing that well.
Thank you.
Well, you don't have to say thank you to that
Why?
because they didn't do anything.
They asked how you're doing. They checked in on you.
Okay. But I think you're swinging that pendulum to a real high spot on the other side
I
because,
think it just depends.
well, but here's the difference.
also-
Like you want to put that into the realm, but you're one of the people that says okay also.
Yeah.
Right.
I also say thank you a lot.
You say thank you a ton,
Probably more than I should.
but you think it's acceptable for you to do a million things for a person and they go, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
That's to me,
I don't see the
it bothers
disrespectful
me.
side that you
It
do.
bothers me because it's something that if you don't teach somebody to say thank you consistently now, that it's going to burn bridges for them in the future.
But I feel like what you don't realize is that our kids are better to other people than they are to us. So they say thank you to other people.
That's
so I
probably
mean
true.
that part I'm okay with because
But
I've heard them say thank you to other people.
Okay, but you've heard that. But you assume that they're doing it to everyone.
I don't assume.
So if it becomes, I'll just look at it this way. If it becomes a natural reaction, then you know it's just going to happen. If it's muscle memory into a human being,
Right.
it's good. Instead of saying because when I don't hear what you're saying, when you don't say something, when you say something and I don't understand what you say, what do I say?
Excuse me? What did you say? Can you say it again?
Yeah,
Any of those things.
right. What do our kids say?
Huh? Oh, that's what I say. Huh?
There are so many people on this planet that find that so
But
disrespectful.
here's the funny thing. I don't do that to anyone else unless you're like my family or friend.
Because literally, when
I
you
know that I would never go in a meeting and be like, huh? I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? I do it on the phone all the time. I'm sorry. I didn't get what you said. Could you say it again?
but I'm okay. Just
Yes,
blast it at me.
Because it's hilarious and you hate it so much.
I do,
Why
because
would I not do it?
I know it's so hilarious that I treat you with respect, but you can just say, huh?
BS. B friggin' S.
No,
Every time that's the line
people
of
know
disrespect.
it's different. But I really have found, because I had to teach myself to not do that because I found out people found it disrespectful and I didn't know that.
But I feel like you're not realizing that
I'm not just saying, I'm not going at our kids.
I know,
I mean,
but yes.
no, I'm not. Like, because it happens with other people. We deal with a lot of people that don't have that same respect.
I don't get a lot of not thank yous.
Okay, we deal with that with a lot of community members that we work with and like organizations that we work with and volunteer with that don't say thank you. They just say okay, or they don't even respond, or they give a thumbs up, or you're like,
a thumbs up, not a thank you either.
Okay.
I just wanna say
I'm okay with it. That means you confirmed you got the message.
Right.
I'm cool with that. But I'm not cool with nobody responding and then I don't know what's happening. Or somebody says, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what? Like 15 things were just talked about and you said, okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
We good.
Well,
I don't know.
You're good.
Yeah.
But the rest of us, obviously, you don't care. And then you don't show up to everything. And yet you were scheduled for everything.
There's a lot of deep emotions happening.
No, I'm just saying, not saying thank you is important. I mean,
saying thank you is
yes,
important.
not saying thank you is important on the other aspect of it. So,
All right, my rant, my
good
last one.
you're welcome. That's a good rant, Scooter.
It's an
Thanks.
email rant.
That's good. That's good. That's a good rant, Scooter.
Say thanks.
Thanks.
You guys in the chat should say thank you to Scooter for his rants.
Yep. Thank me for my rant.
Okay, email complaint. Why do people spell my name wrong? When
I have an example.
Email when it's the email. My email is literally Sarah at everything that I do. Why? How do you still spell my name wrong? I don't understand. It drives me friggin' insane. To me, that's disrespectful. Forget thank you. You can't spell my name wrong when I spelled it for you. And then somebody this week, which made me highly upset, I could hear all that in my ears. They said they sent something super condescending and then put ... in the email to me. And I called my sister and I was like, I'm trying really hard not to be super petty and be like, B, the thing you sent still didn't have what it was supposed to have on it. So why are you putting ... in the email to me? I tried to find a nice way to say that because, I can't lose my job. But I don't understand why people are such jerks in an email. I just don't get it. It drives me insane. And he's not interacting because he's looking for something.
I'm trying to be very specific because it's work related. It's even your company related.
Yes.
But because
you got the best misspelled name.
I do help out. So I don't know where it's at, but I did show a couple people. It's like, so at the end of the email, it does say Scooter Hamilton, right? So they response was, thank you, Mr. Hamilton, or Hal Minton.
Yeah.
Hal Minton.
Yes.
Hal Minton. HALMINTON.
They had all the letters in there.
Okay, I understand that.
Wrong
So,
order.
what was it again?
Hamilton.
No, Hal Minton.
Hamilton. Hal Minton's the right name.
And then I responded to him, same signature. I didn't put in. Then they responded and spelled it even differently.
That's great.
We're talking when they responded next time, and it had, I think the M and the L were respond. It was
That's
like
great.
I was like, what is happening? Like, so
That's awesome.
no, I found it very humorous. I had to show the first
It
one.
drives me crazy. I just don't get it when people can't even take the time to read over the thing you're about to send. I mean,
yeah,
but literally,
I agree with that.
Google, if you start off an email
Yeah.
with hi, it fills in the person's name based on their email address.
No, it not on their email address, but what their email address is attached to, right?
Sure.
No,
Either way.
No, whatever their like, what their
They have
email address has, like it's either a default of their name or it's something else. But yeah, it's whatever it is. It doesn't mean it's going to say the person that messaged you, because they could say Cynthia,
Right.
but the email could be under Lyle. So when you say thanks, it'll go Lyle.
I don't know if that's true.
Okay, okay.
Because I've done some to where, like, if the person's signature is like not their email address, it still pulls from the signature line and says blah blah blah.
Doesn't pull from their signature.
It pulls from something that's not just the email line. Like, it pulls from somewhere where it has the right name.
It's pulling from the Gmail profile.
Yeah.
From where I understand, where I've seen it.
And all I know is it takes friggin' effort to misspell Sarah.
Or Hamilton into a word that
crazy.
doesn't exist. Like, Hamilton's a word.
Yeah.
So, but Hal Minton. Yeah, here's my challenge.
You should call them.
To the human race. Is there a Hal Minton
Of course
as
there
as a last
I
name?
bet you there is. You didn't Google it?
I didn't. I missed out on my
Google.
opportunity.
Hal Minton.
And we all have Google on everything. Let's write it down.
Yes, Valerie. It is literally in my signature line. And I don't understand. It's my signature. I literally type it. Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm your auditor.
Thanks, Aaron.
Oh, voicemails are awful. I can't actually call and
Thanks,
say,
Jeffrey.
hi, this is Sarah. They're like, I called for Farah or Aaron. I'm like, you want to try again?
I mean, I can understand mine because people go, there's no way this human being's name's
It's
Scooter.
Right.
So I get Scotter
Yeah,
a lot.
That's weird.
Which, no, I just do.
It's less normal than Scooter.
I agree. Because what's a Scotter?
I don't know.
Somebody who chases Scots? Like,
Ooh, maybe.
right? Somebody who assassinates Scottish people?
Oh,
like,
that's
that's
sad.
awful.
Yeah.
No, I never want to be affiliated with that. But no, I've gotten Scotter a lot. I get Stewart the most.
Yeah,
I think
I
we've
get
talked
some
about this
Stewart.
before. We have talked about this
Yeah.
on this podcast, but it's just
Just annoying.
it's the almost intentionality of, I'm going to F up this person's name
Yes.
just to be, I was like, that's a dating thing.
I'd
That-
rather you just say somebody called me and I'm calling them back. Cool.
Hey, I got your voicemail, or
Yeah.
hey, but there's a difference between when you respond to an email, like,
Yes. It's literally in your face.
like, well,
they're
hold on. Like,
writing.
it's here's, look, see if you can see me in the camera. You have to do this. You see where I'm looking right now? All you have to do is go like this. And then you find out what it is.
Yes.
Like, you have to look up, like, maybe,
Right.
let's exaggerate. Maybe 5 inches.
Right.
Maybe 5 inches up. Maybe. If it's a long email, it's 5 inches.
Yeah.
If it's a short email, it's like maybe a centimeter.
Right. It drives me friggin' insane.
So,
All right. Good rant. Good rant.
so say thank you. Spell people's names right in an email. For
Friggin',
goodness
right?
sakes.
Jeez.
What are we even doing here anymore?
Oh, man.
What are we doing? Oh,
Oh, look.
Oh,
Somebody said
what's
something.
happening?
Sup caulking. Mandatory that you give a shout out to Sarah for the first tune in. John, did you spell my name wrong on purpose? It better be on purpose, otherwise I'm gonna be so mad.
New here from California is Culking 916, and we know where 916 is.
That's us.
We live in that area. What's up in your area?
Yeah.
So that's Cali King.
We're blind. You have to remember that too.
The Cali King. Oh, Culking.
I like
Ooh.
caulking better because it's
Caulking,
funnier.
well,
But
because I have talked.
Kelly-
I have history about. I used to work in.
That's our bad.
I worked at Home Depot as I was retail management
It's so small.
at Home Depot. Retail management for 9 years at
Ooh.
Home Depot. And how many times when we were 24 hours, this is obviously a while back. Home Depot was 24 hours. She's going to get the shots. Hopefully, because this one deserves one. But Cali King 916. That's why the caulking thing was funny. It's like at least once or twice a year, late at night or early morning, because I'd work the overnight shift, somebody would come into the departments and just ask to see my caulk. And it was very funny to me, not to the person. So I got in trouble a few times because I just laughed at people. So realistically, I apologize if I got the name wrong. But if I scrolled up and I zoomed in, I would not spell that incorrectly. See how we were like, spell the name correctly, and then I said caulking?
Jeez.
I thought you were like in construction or something, like you built, you were a painter
Thank you
or
for
in
listening for the 5 seconds
construction
you were
in
here, and
Sacramento.
now that we just jacked up your whole name.
So we really
but
do
we're gonna do a
apologize.
shot for you because we apologize.
We
And,
can't do. Oh,
And thank you. I'm drinking
sponsored
water.
by-
I could do as many shots as I want.
that's the shot's water.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cheating.
Yep.
So chime in as you want.
Or if you've left, we apologize.
Let me know. You know, we have a question that I don't know what 33 now means. But like Macaulay Culkin.
It's good.
Yes, he was a foreman back in the day. He was one of the foremen for Michael Jackson.
Stop it. Stop right now. No more. Continue on.
Okay, so
Push the button.
you push the button. You have the buttons too. You don't know what we're doing, do you?
I got it.
It's on your sheet.
Advise me not. Okay, so here's my issue. I have
Okay,
two.
hold on. Just hold on. I mean, there's new people,
Oh,
so-
I'm sorry.
but we have to understand. Like, and if you forgot,
Oh,
because I'm gonna scooter splain.
no.
Advise me not. Mine's blank. She comes up with a subject that's either crowdsourced from our viewers, our friends, our family, our mentors, and she comes up with a subject. I don't know what it is because she likes to dominate the conversation in this section, which
Sure.
is totally okay because we like to hear Sarah talk.
Aw, thanks.
So that's what Advise Me Not is. Oh, and we don't know anything about these subjects. We just have strong opinions about them.
What time is it? I got 2 of them. Okay. So here's my 2.
out.
You can tell which one you want to do first. The first one is,
No, don't give me a choice. Just
okay,
blast me.
how can you pay it forward?
Oh,
That is my first one.
how can I or
How can
we?
people pay it forward? When you've gotten to a point in life and you're like, I'm doing okay in XYZ, how can I pay it forward now? And hopefully if you got to a point of X, Y, and Z, like you want to pay it forward. But
What's X, Y, and Z? Define that. I need help.
let's say
Apparently, I know what you're saying, but I
your
was like,
business is taking off. You have just mastered something that you didn't think you could do. You just
Like a
learned a new
backflip?
skill. Sure. You learn a new skill.
I
You
can't do a backflip.
have a
I
new
will.
hobby. You are doing something that is like really good. you you do something that's really awesome. Like, how do you pay that forward? And Ryan, if the friggin' alcohol tax in Washington wasn't so high, I'd send you some more.
I don't think you understand. Like, we just got. Well, she's answering a question that
Sorry.
listeners aren't hearing.
You should be on here.
But I read things wrong, so I'm going to move this chat. Do you have chat pulled up on your phone?
That's my phone.
Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
pull that up on there?
Yeah.
I'm going to move this chat window
Ryan says send beer
over.
money.
I
That's
understand that, but I'm turning it over to where I can actually see it. So I apologize because I'm reading it very far away. She's reading it right next to her.
I'm also like legally blind. So
Yeah, but you have like Coke bottle glasses, so you're fine. You should
do.
be fine. It said send Ryan. This is sent by Ryan
sit back here.
saying send Ryan beer money. That's how you pay it forward. And the result
No, I
was
will.
the alcohol tax. But here's a crazy thing.
Stupid.
The crazy thing is the taxes in California for everything is high,
Yes.
and in Washington is pretty high.
Yes.
But when it comes to alcohol tax, is oh my,
It's stupid.
it's
I
insane.
mean, obviously, they want
how
people to
much
be
it is.
sober, which is fine.
So,
but-
Well, I mean, they just want people in. Do you want me to go far on
No.
that? No.
Oh wait, can I say
They
something
want
real quick
people
before
in
we move on?
Washington in the trees to do meth.
Okay.
That's what they want.
I wasn't gonna say that. Wait, I have to say something real quick before we go to Advise Me Not. So I am in
We're
this,
still in Advise Me Not.
I'm in this whiskey group, and somebody had posted this picture, and hopefully this employee didn't get fired. So they went to a Rayleigh's up in like the friggin' hills in California, and somebody had accidentally lowered the price to this Knob Creek bourbon or whiskey to $3.79 a bottle when it was supposed to be $37.99 a bottle. The guy bought all 6 that were there for $3.79
That's
a
like
bottle.
Mad Dog 2020
I was
level.
like, I don't even care what it was. For $3.79, I would have bought all of them also.
Seriously.
And it was good. It was like Knob Creek. So I was like, oh my gosh, that poor employee.
But like, you can't buy Mad Dog for that amount
You
anymore.
can't buy friggin' water for that amount.
That's true. Could you?
Oh man, I was like, what a find.
So
$3.79.
instead of sending, so realistically, Ryan, you're right. The problem with sending you beer money is you're going to have to buy beer that's only available in Washington.
Yeah, it's lame beer.
So sending you beer would be a better answer.
Yes. No, the best answer is just having you come down here and then shipping you back with beer.
That's cheaper.
The actual best answer.
What's funny is I feel like people visiting from out of state, us giving them some beer,
Yeah.
and then them flying back and checking a bag,
Yeah.
is cheaper.
Right. Yeah.
It seems like it really is. Like, we're gonna drop the numbers.
Okay, let's get back to Advise Me Not. We're off
Well,
track
I
again.
don't even know what it was. So how can we pay it
Yes.
forward? How can you? You're already doing it.
How am I paying it forward?
You know how you're paying it forward.
I
so
know, but people don't know.
well, yeah, I mean, you built a cult, so it's totally fine.
I did build a
You
cult.
built, like, if auditing was a cult. No, hold on. Auditing is a cult.
Yes.
And she is like the prime. What do they call it? Like, is it a mistress? Is it a
What? No.
evangelist?
No.
I think she's the top evangelist for the auditing cult. So, and
I did build
there's
a cult. I'm
there's
sorry.
a reason. There's a reason she does things the way she does things, and we know that. And I think we've talked about it before. If you have a passion and you believe in that passion, or you have a company and you believe in that company and that company is flourishing, you bring your homies.
Right.
Like, that's,
Even my homies.
and
me sometimes.
no, but hold on. This is, and we're going to get into something deep right now.
Oh goodness.
That's not white mentality. Okay. That's people of color mentality. And that's something that I wasn't raised with. Okay. So if you are close to maybe shocking to you, the white people that listen to this, and it might be a lot of them, as she picks her nose and turns herself off camera. I shouldn't have given her that button. This is the truth.
Did not pick my nose.
It's, if you ever watch like The Wolf of Wall Street, or you watch like all those like 80s success movies, it's one person making $1 billion, and predominantly they're white, which is, it's still Hollywood, but historically that's, you step on people to get up there. Now let's take some examples of some other people in our current climate. Jay-Z, his homies are with him.
Yeah.
All his homies are there. Kevin Hart, all his homies are there with him. Dwayne Johnson, all his homies are there with him. So it's a support system. It's a community. One person might be the one that's always filmed or talking or doing stuff, but the homies are there.
Marky Mark did it.
Well, he's the exception to the rule because he's a little bit lower class, East Coast.
Right.
Was it Detroit? I don't even know.
That's wrong.
You're probably right. You're very right. But all I'm saying is like there's an exception to all these rules, okay? But I'm just saying the norm is in people of color, and I don't want to encompass all people of color. So I always say brown and black. And when I would say brown and black, I normally mean like Mexican, Latino, Indian, Middle Eastern, black. There's a reason why the whole family, cousins, aunties, uncles, all work at the same store.
Right.
There's a reason, because if I'm gonna make it, I'm bringing my people with me.
Right.
Because they didn't have a chance either.
Right.
So I'm gonna bring you with me. So that's a huge deal, and I don't think American white culture is not like Irish culture for sure. Like actual Irish culture is like that.
Yeah.
But not American Irish. At least current. I wasn't around 200 years ago, but and I don't care about history. So my dad would hate me for that. But realistically, you got to look at that as like you bring your people with you. Why? Because your people that you brought with you are your ride or dies.
Yes.
They're the ones that when that person you bring with you, when they're making a decision about your company or a company that we own together, they know they're making a decision thinking about you.
Right.
They're going, how do we succeed? Instead of like, how do I make $1 million? Yeah. They're going, how do we make $1 million?
Right.
There's a different mentality. So yes.
As you go back to, you want to go through chat first?
Is there a lot of them? Okay. So from Boston.
Yeah.
That's all I saw.
Boston.
Okay. So read through them because my eyes are very blurry right now.
Ryan can't drink for 2 weeks. Sorry.
True.
Bailee and Ryan say they love Sarah's cult. Thank you for being a part of it. Where Sarah goes, I go. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. John said, Mark's from Boston.
From Boston.
Boston. And John said he's tired of paying for stuff. You know what? I'm actually not, you know?
Tired of paying for stuff. I don't. So one man's stuff is another man's treasure.
I don't like stuff.
We have to remember that.
Sorry.
Because, well, realistically, some people don't have stuff.
True.
So let's go back to this.
Yeah, I don't know.
How can we pay it forward?
Right.
Understanding, and let's go through here. Is like, when you talk about stuff, let's talk about where Sarah go, I go. I mean, you even got the lingo right. Where Sarah go, I go. I was like, whoa, dang. You went straight cult.
Yes. It's a great cult, by the way.
So, how do you pay it forward? What do you have that the other person could use?
Yes.
And to you, whether you acquired it by privilege, inheritance, by hard work, all those types of things, whatever you have, no matter how you acquired it, you are willing to give that to another person because you know they can use it or they need it.
Yeah.
I
agree with that.
That's a very broad statement. Let's get more specific.
So because I wrote down really specific things. So like one of my things is I put down mentoring. I feel like people underestimate what like an actual mentor can do for you.
And
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm going to cut you off. When you say people, young people do. As you get older, it becomes a little bit more like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Right.
And if you're young and already understand, I don't know what I'm doing, I need some help on this.
Then you go with having a mentor.
You're going to kill it.
Yeah. So I feel like mentoring's a big thing. I try to mentor people. Not everybody wants a mentor. So like, I got it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I feel like mentoring's good if you know how to do something, show somebody else how to do it. Like, you have no idea how it could change someone's lives if you just showed somebody what you know how to do and it works. And I feel like people get caught or like stuck in that. I don't want to show somebody else because it takes away from what I have. And I'm like, but it doesn't. It's not. Unless you are so friggin' niche in what you do that you're the only person to do it and it hasn't truly succeeded yet. You have to remember that. If it hasn't truly succeeded yet and you're the only person who's doing it, I get that feeling of I don't want to share it because if they figure it out first, then I can't do it. I get that feeling. But if you've already accomplished it and you're the only one who's doing it and it's succeeding, you have more than enough to take care of yourself and to be able to show other people. More than enough.
And I think you're absolutely right. Like 1,000% correct. And I also feel like because I have a niche.
Yes.
My company is very niche. Or somebody said niche.
What? Who said niche?
Somebody who's actually somebody very successful in my industry and
Niche?
Something like that. Maybe it was.
Is it
wasn't
like
niche. Nick Lachey. But,
No.
So
Niche.
what was I talking about?
I
So
don't-
no, what I was saying is, even if it is very niche, I think I said it right
Yeah.
that time. There is a way to still work together and not feel like somebody's encroaching on your ideas.
But I get the feeling of that it can be.
Oh, totally can
Because
be.
you're like, man, especially for people who are like, I don't feel like I know enough to succeed at this. And now here's someone who's doing the same thing I'm doing. And if they get it first, then I'm out. And it
True.
sucks. It's that feeling
True.
of.
But again, that's that. I don't want to put it into black and white and color people in white, but that's why I was trying to set. That's why I was trying to set that cultural difference, right? If you have two people from a similar culture, they will share the idea, right? If the culture embodies, if you succeed, I succeed.
Right.
Because if you pave the way, I got this.
Right.
Right? Because I look like you, I act like you, I come from the same culture as you. So if you pave the way, I can succeed at this.
Yeah.
So there's got to be less of a competitive way to do that. So let's talk to my culture, okay? Let's
No,
talk to
John.
my culture. There is a way to not find legal documents to be scary.
Yes.
So if you have a similar idea with somebody else and you don't really trust them as your ride or die person, please, for goodness sakes,
Get in writing. NDAs.
NDAs,
Contracts.
MOUs,
Right.
contracts. And
Letters
if you
of
don't know what they
understanding. There's
are,
so many
let us
things.
know.
Yeah.
Because we've signed multiple of, some of them just became tissues of paper that never did anything.
Yeah.
Some of them have protected us from a lot, and everywhere in between. So I have a lot of proprietary things in the works that I can't talk about. And then other companies, the first thing I do is sign an NDA.
Yeah.
And the next thing, I do sign is either an MOU or a contract. The NDA's first. Why? Because that just means the stuff I do is mine. Okay. The stuff you do is yours. If it both or either has the success of what we're both working towards, we both win.
Yeah.
Because that just means if one person gets popular first or breaks the mold or sells the thing, that means the next person can make that too.
True.
Doesn't matter who's first.
I agree.
But if you take somebody's idea, yeah. So how do we pay it forward? Don't be stingy.
Continue.
Am I not being helpful? I
You-
feel like your laughs are like I
No,
derail
so
and
you-
then I'm not
right.
helpful.
No, you're derailing, and then you're like, but then you go off the topic of what I was talking about, and then I'm trying to go down a list.
Okay. Oh, now you have a list.
I always have a list.
Yeah, but you never go by the list.
Okay, so we just talked about mentoring.
All
Ready
right.
for the next one?
Don't be stingy.
Kind of.
Mentoring. Don't be stingy. Is that not the same? Does that not align with mentoring?
I mean, that's most things in life.
No, it's like
just don't
no.
be stingy.
If you're gonna mentor somebody, you can't be stingy with the information you have. So don't be stingy.
I agree.
That's it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Come on, bro.
Okay.
I've been calling her bro for like 2 weeks
Just
now.
ignore it.
She's like, did you just call me bro? I was like, no, I called you brah.
It's fine. So is CJ. Next one is like, so you have mentoring and then you have monetary. If you get to the point where you can financially assist somebody in either a startup or an idea or a thought process or something, and you can back it financially, knowing it's a gamble, you have to understand it's a gamble and it may not succeed and you can't hold it over someone's head if it doesn't work out. But being able to monetarily back someone is really cool.
Correct. And realistically, there's multiple facets, but I feel like there's two primary ones. Are you investing in somebody for a return on your investment?
Right.
That's one.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's true. Like if you do a contract or a MOU with somebody, that means there's a return on investment if it's in those contracts or the memorandum. That's very true. Now, other times, somebody just says, I believe in your project. I want to give you this amount of money. I don't need a return.
Right.
There's two different ways to do that. So we do more of, we believe in you, here's some cash. Yeah. I don't think we've ever done a return on investment.
Yeah, not yet.
And no, not yet. I'm about to get, I don't know if this new one that I'm working with, somebody's giving us something, but I do know realistically, and I think that's why maybe this is a topic, how can we pay it forward? Because I know my company, yours would exist without somebody paying it forward to you. I feel like it would still exist, may not have gotten to where it's at as quickly, true, but it would still exist.
Yeah.
Mine would not. Okay. Just plain and simple. There are at least a dozen people in my life that have not just cash, like an actual investment. Like they gave time, some of them a lot of money, and some of them a lot of knowledge and a lot of mentorship. That if those people in the community did not give that to me, my company, Time to Tabletop, would not exist.
Right.
That is absolute fact. Some people's names I can disclose. Like, that's why I talk about Valerie. I talk about Lucy. I talk about Michael Panish. I talk about Patrick. There are other people in other companies that I cannot divulge because they asked me not to.
Right.
Or they're a private, like, no. And I'm not like saying, hey, I need to, summon a demon every once a month just because they gave me like $5,000.
We don't know that.
Not yet, but I will not do that.
So you took out a lot of things that I said. So you did mentoring, we did money, you said time and knowledge share. Those are 4 things on my list. Next one I have, build an internship. How cool is that? Is like once you've learned it, especially forget the I'm gonna say it's gonna sound terrible.
Forget what?
Forget the old farts who are always like, I need this. Mentor or like give an internship to a young, like still in high school, just graduated, first year of college kid, and teach them something. Like, even if you only do it for a couple months and they're like, it's not for me, who cares? Teach them something, because it's the craziest thing for some of these kids who have to graduate high school and then try to get a job and they
know
want
nothing.
And they want a kid or somebody to have a year to 6 months of experience. And you're like, I just graduate. Like, I don't have experience doing anything. Give them an unpaid internship. Let them follow you around for 6 months so they get some kind of knowledge and understanding of whatever you're doing so they could take it forward with them and do something else.
Oh, it's so true. And right here, I'm saying, Ariel is chiming in, like, she has an amazing Yaya's embroidery. Like,
great.
Look at the shirts we have right now. And turn around. Can you turn around? No?
Right,
Don't want
broad
to?
for it.
We have our full logo on there on the back and everything. This is made by Ariel's company, Yaya's Embroidery.
Yes.
And the comment that went in there was, I have been blessed with an incredible embroidery mentor. That's huge. And here's why I've always found this to be huge. If you don't have I want to say it in a positive way. If you are doing something that you enjoy and you love and you're passionate about, you should have a mentor and you should be mentoring another.
I agree.
If you're doing both, that means to me as a human being, as somebody that's progressing our human society, you're succeeding. You're a success.
Yeah.
To me, you have to have both. If somebody's looking up to you and you're looking up to somebody else, you're filling that. You're doing what you're saying.
Yes.
Because somebody paid it forward to you.
Yes.
So thank you, Urel. That means a lot.
All right. We ready for the next one?
I don't know yet because I derailed you on this last one.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. Okay. So
I
that's
didn't know it was going to be a passionate subject.
We pay
for me.
it forward through mentoring, money, time, knowledge, training, internships, donations. To me, that's the way that we've tried our best to pay it forward of what we've learned, what we know, how we can help others.
Yeah, like every time we post like 1/10 of what we actually do.
I don't post anything.
Yeah, well,
Post my dog.
okay, I post about 1/10 about what we do, but when it comes to like supporting local and going down and talking to people and them helping us out and we helping them, I was like, social media will never be a reflection of what we do.
Yeah.
Positive and negative.
Right.
Let's be real. I was like,
Yeah.
I can be a straight up prick.
Yes.
Yes. But more often than not, I'm pretty nice.
It's like 50-50. 51-49.
Depends on what day it is.
Just kidding. I will say, so like the company that me and my sister run, I do feel like we try really hard to give people the opportunity to learn something they would never learn.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing they would ever go to school and be like, I want to be this thing.
Truth.
And nobody really talks about it. Again, like when we say it's a cult, it's this weird thing of it feels that way because it's like if you don't know somebody who's in it, you'll never get in it. But it's like it's such a lifelong career that you can have that we feel like, why wouldn't we share it? Why wouldn't we show people how to do it? Why wouldn't we want people of young, middle, ready to retire? Like, why wouldn't we keep bringing people with us if that's what they want to learn how to do and have their own company and sustain their life and like have this really cool, sometimes not really balanced work life?
Well, it depends who you are. I feel like anybody but you and your sister could balance their work personal life.
I used to
with
have
this
a
company.
balanced life.
Yeah, until you had this company.
This is your fault, really. I used to work for listen, I used to work for the state. Easy money. I slept at my desk. Great life. Showed up, went home, brought nothing home with me. And Scooter's like, you know what you should do? Leave that cushy job and go work for yourself and work 24 hours a day. It's great.
I didn't think she would listen to me. I mean, who listens to their husband, for goodness sake?
Well, my issue is my little sister is like the female version of Scooter.
Oh, we've talked about this.
They're like, they're so motivating and like, yes, you should do it. Who need bigger is better. Do all these things. And I'm like, but it's so comfortable right here in my little cushy chair where I know what my check is every month and I have health insurance. I know all the things already. But no, I mean, I love my job.
But
I really actually do.
If you can find a place
Now.
to do that, and realistically, let's cut this down to let's cut the fat off of this one, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. You'll hear it. If right now you have a job and you have a house, you can mentor someone.
It's true.
If you are not in the negative in your bank account and have a budget, you can mentor someone.
It's true.
If you have a car and no place to live, you can still mentor someone. There is always someone that is doing better than you. And there's also someone who's doing way worse than you.
Yeah. You can always pay it forward.
You can always
Yeah.
be a mentor to someone.
I agree.
And you can always be mentored by someone, no matter how successful you are.
I agree with that.
There's somebody doing it better.
Yeah.
And no matter how awful you feel you are doing, there's somebody that has it just a little bit or a lot worse than you.
Yeah.
So you
Who's
can
looking up to you right now, wishing,
Right
man, I wish
now.
I had that. I wish I could do that.
So
Yeah.
please understand that no matter where you're at, and when you're in your tough times, you don't realize that you could be a mentor.
Right.
You don't even know
That's
the
true.
people that are looking up to you.
Yeah.
And when you're so amazing and you're kicking butt at everything you're doing, you don't realize the people that are doing better than you that are willing to help you out.
Right.
So I didn't mean to go a little deep.
Good high
but
horse. I like it.
That's not high horse. That's
Good.
like
Soapbox.
we've been. I mean, we've had. I
We've
mean,
been on all the ends of it.
we've been
still.
on the negative end.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, no job, no place to live. All that. I mean, we've been there. So we didn't know at that point. We were. I mean, I was ignorant to who maybe was looking up to me, but somebody obviously was, because somebody from those times is still my friend.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there like, all right.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's a good call. All right. Ready for one more topic?
Oh, we have a second one. So
I said there was
do we-
two.
we could-
Do we have time?
Yeah.
Advise me not.
Part 2.
I do need to tinkle. But I'll
Oh.
give you the topic first so you can rant while I'm
You've
gone.
already left once.
I got shots for you.
Oh, I got to pee too.
See?
So we're not going to take a pause. We're not going to take
No.
an intermission. We're just going to know.
We'll talk, he'll talk, he'll move on. Okay. So, next one. What should your youth know by the time they graduate high school?
Good
Life skills.
God.
Go.
I have to write this down by memory. What should... I already lost it. Help me in the chat. What should your youth... Anybody help me out with this? Somebody just said it. What should your youth... I don't know. So, we had an episode about adulting, what it means to be an adult before graduating high school. Not just graduating high, Ariel. I'm pretty sure that's true. Because I graduated high. No, before graduating high school. So, here's some truth. I feel like I have failed in many, many aspects on two facets. So I'm currently involved in raising basically two completely different generations of human beings. So I have a 27-year-old and a 30-year-old, right? And then I also have a 16, 18, and 20-year-old, right? So that's a big gap. And I feel like the first generation, I was a little bit more strict on knowing how to just get stuff done.
Yeah.
The first generation of the children that I didn't raise, but assisted in raising.
Right.
Because you can't do it by yourself.
No.
But I was very adamant that those daughters of mine knew how to do stuff.
Like what?
Like use a screwdriver.
That's good.
Vacuum a floor.
Yeah.
Even I think Ariel, it was before I would let her get her license, we went out and changed tires. Checked the oil, did some mandatory things. And I was a big advocate at that time of, I don't care who you are, you need to be self-sufficient and be able to survive on your own.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Right.
So in the next one, the next pocket of humans that I was trying to assist in raising, attempting to, I wanted them to be a little bit more, because I felt like I wasn't emotionally available for the other ones. So I swung the other way. I divulge all my information. I'm very aggressive. I'm very upset. I'm very soft. I'm all the emotions. I just let them know everything that I'm feeling all the time. And none of them know how to use a screwdriver or change a tire.
Nope.
Or I've been like, so it depends. I mean, my broad brush, I'm going to do the broad brush so you can get more specific.
Okay.
And so I can use restroom.
Okay.
But the broad brush is,
Tinkle.
what should your youth, because I made a joke about here.
You didn't know it. Remember what it was?
Oh, I know. I said, should your youth? And I was like, I'm lost. Urel helped me know before graduating high. And I said that. And I go, yeah, that was me. And she's finished with school. So, because I graduated high school high
Yeah.
and drunk and
But alive.
and not responsible, but I did know how to use tools. I knew how to do laundry. Oh, I mean, knew how to do all the physical things, but the social emotional stuff, clueless.
Yeah.
So, on that aspect, what should your youth know before graduating
use
high
the
school?
restroom.
I have to read it out of the whole thing. No, but realistically, it depends on the kid.
No.
It does,
All right,
because
go.
some
I got
kids
this.
figure some stuff out on their own.
I agree.
Some do not, depending on what it is.
All right, go. I got this. So what I put down was, so Valerie said life skills and money management. And those are two things that I said. What is credit? How to use it the right and the wrong way. Because there is an okay way, right, to have a credit card and, get the points from it and pay it off and have all those good things. There is a way to jack up your credit, and how short of a time period is that you can ruin your credit for like the next 7 to 10 years versus if you just like had a little bit of information and you do it the right way. I put what an actual healthy relationship is. I feel like the kids are like our kids, especially, relationships are either from what they see from us or what they see from their aunts and uncles and mostly TV. And TV relationships are not real. And to explain to them, like, that's not an actual thing that people say to each other or treat each other. And if it is, you should be like, you can go F off, because no one's ever allowed to treat me that way. Excuse our honking dog. And what else did I say? How to hold a conversation with an adult. I don't know if you've ever watched your child how to have an actual conversation with an adult. It's like the most awkward thing in the entire world. So to actually sit down with them and have them have a conversation with anybody who's an adult, I think is a good skill set, especially when they're trying to apply for a job. We had our adopted daughter, we call her Mo. She went on an interview and she was so nervous that they asked her what her name was, and she said 17 because that's her actual age and not her name. So being able to hold and have an actual conversation with an adult, I feel like is super important. Oddly enough, how to swim. I feel like that's not a skill that we put out there enough. People should know how to swim. I mean, even, I don't mean I can do laps back and forth, but the basic, I'm not going to drown if I'm in this pool, that should be taught to people. That should be an actual skill that we teach children and teach our family. It should just be a thing. What else did I say? Making and attending a doctor's appointment without you. I don't know if you guys have.
That happened today.
Yeah, it was interesting. So I made CJ, he had this weird, I don't know if it's a heat rash or something on his hand. So I had him call his doctor and do a video appointment by himself. And so she was like, yes, where can I call in your prescription? And he's like, I don't know what that is. And so he comes in my room and he's like, they want to call in something like a prescription or something for me. And I was like, okay, tell him Rite Aid, because that's the closest one we have. He's like, my mom said Rite Aid. And I was like, well, give him the address. On Del Paso.
I'm gonna go to the end of the story, and then we'll come back and fill in the blanks. But the end of the story, they came downstairs, both of them, and said, we're going to Rite Aid.
Yes.
You said that.
Yes.
Said, I'm going to Rite Aid. And I looked at CJ and I said, oh, to pick up your prescription?
No, did they fill your prescription?
Oh, did they fill your prescription? Yes. Do you know what he did?
He's looked at you blankly.
No, long space, dead space. He just stared into my eyes. No emotions.
He's like, I have
no inflections. And I go, you're just staring at me. Prescription. Did they fill the prescription? Still a blank spot.
No
we're talking 30 seconds long.
He had no clue.
But it was no communication, right. Just a blank stare.
Yes.
And Sarah says, I don't think he understands what that means. I was like, CJ, you could say, I don't know what that means.
He couldn't. He broke him.
He just stopped moving.
Conversation with an
completely. And said nothing for 30 seconds straight. Do you know how long 30 seconds? Could you imagine if we paused right now for 30 seconds?
We're not.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
So I just want to say that was the end of the story. And then when they got the prescription. But
yes. So, but that he was like, I've never heard that term, filling a prescription. And I'm like, yes, that's what it is when you go to the doctor and they want to
That's
give
because
you
parents have been
medication.
taking
Right.
care of you.
So I'm like, I feel like that's something, but I don't even know that our other two would know that that's what the terminology is. So I feel like teaching them how to schedule their doctor's appointment, number one,
They
how to
know
do
what a
that.
subscription is because they have 8 different streaming subscriptions.
How to go to a doctor by themselves, how to tell the doctor what's going on and advocate for themselves. Like, I feel like that's a big deal when they're that young, especially if they're leaving for college. And now if they get sick, they have to go to a doctor without you. They have to know what it like looks like to schedule an appointment and to say, I'm not feeling good and here's the things that are wrong. And I've checked all these boxes.
But hold on. You say that as a skill that they should learn.
Yes.
Let's be real. And that's something, at least in our state, they have to learn that. Because,
That's not true.
well, I'm saying as at the
We
age
can
of...
schedule their appointment. We just can't know why they're
have-
going
uh,
in California.
Can we go pick up their prescription?
Yes.
So that makes no sense.
I know.
So we can schedule the appointment. They go to the appointment. Then we can pick up a prescription of antibiotics for chlamydia. Yet we
Son of a
don't know
business.
what happened.
Right.
Like where there's some strange gaps in those laws.
But I mean, I shouldn't say that. I
I'm
thought I
not
could
saying
pick it up.
any of that happened to us,
No,
but
he's
it
not familiar.
could.
I didn't pick it up because I just could. He gave permission for me to do that.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know this, but California, it's like the age of 13 almost, where kids
I
don't
think
actually
it's right at 14.
they don't actually have to give you permission
But I'm
anymore
not
to see their
positive.
medical records and schedule appointments for them. They can do it themselves. And if they say, I don't want my parents to have access, then you don't get access. It's this crazy, wonderful thing. So they should know how to schedule appointments and go to the doctor and all those things. And I agree with laundry. They should know how to do cooking. They should, what else do I have? Oh, I feel like this is a big one. They should know how to travel without you. Get on a flight, book
So
a ticket,
true.
get on Amtrak, get on a bus, like whatever it is.
She went all
Put
to
gas in the car.
She went to all to the bougie level, but yes.
I said bus. Well, I mean,
Well, I mean-
hitchhike. Like,
and
they should know how to hitchhike.
where am I at? I'm not even on camera, but that's fine. She has a much better face than I do. Realistically, here's a question for you,
Okay.
Sarah, like specifically. Out of this list of things that you have put through, because there's a lot, and I missed some because I took a little
fine.
break, took a siesta. It's fine. That you were taught by your parents.
Ooh, that's good. I was actually taught how to have a conversation with an adult. That was more of a religious thing, but I was actually,
Right.
that's one skill I did have.
Whether it doesn't matter if it's religious or not, it was a skill.
Yes.
Right?
Swimming. I was taught how to swim because to me that's a big one. I was taught how to drive, do laundry, and cook. I did have to go to a doctor's appointment by myself because I had a baby and no one knew. So
They
that
knew.
one, no,
They knew.
a lot of people did not for a long time.
Your mom did.
Mom did know. I have more. Sorry. Have a conversation with law enforcement. I feel like, I mean, oddly enough, that is actually a conversation you should have with your kids and like how to actually have a good conversation with law enforcement, because people either get really scared or they get really offended. And I'm like, you don't have to do either. You could just have a normal conversation. Like, don't have to go either way. Just chill out.
And without getting too in depth with that,
We're not going to.
I'm just going to say the color of your skin, the conversation's different.
Yeah.
Fact.
Still a conversation
Whether
you should have
whether
with
you
your,
believe,
with
whether
your
you think
youth.
it's controversial that I say that or not,
Right.
in my experience and the things that I've seen, it's just fact.
Yes.
Okay.
It really is a conversation to have. And then buying something from a store. I think people assume because their kids watch them buy things from the store that they know how the
No, they
whole
don't pay
process works.
attention.
Kids don't know.
No.
I've sent my kids to the store and they have debit cards and they have ATM cards and they're like, my ATM card isn't working. I was like, yeah, because it's an ATM card. You literally can only use it to take money out. They're like, but it's not working. I'm like, right. It's not what it's for. You have to do this and then you get money out to do this. So those are my things I feel like people should learn as a youth.
I missed a lot.
Okay, you can watch it back.
No, yeah, but then so I have nothing to say about this. So the reason I asked that question to you, there was a
Oh, what my parents taught me.
yeah, there's because I heard a lot of it. I mean, the restroom's right over there, and I don't
Yeah.
pee that loud. So
Buying something from the store. They also taught me that.
talking to an adult,
Yes. Swimming.
swimming,
Buying something from the store.
Right.
Purchasing it from the store. Doctor's appointments and prescriptions. Cooking, laundry, driving.
so
Those are my things. And
okay. So and I don't want to be like the anti
that's okay.
anything, but I just talked my hand, hit my microphone. But I was taught none of those things. Cooking was figure it out. Laundry is figure it out.
Oh.
Driving, here's the car. Drive it around this empty lot. Figure it out, and then you can take your test tomorrow. I don't know if that's and I always say it's a generation thing,
Yeah.
but I don't think it is. There's so many things that I had to figure out from somebody else's parents or good friends of mine, or we figured it out together as friends or something like that. So that's where what should you teach your youth? I think I'm a little overbearing when it comes to teaching our kids stuff. Like how to talk to an adult, how to be respectful, all those types of things, because I was taught how to swim because I was shoved into a pool or thrown into a lake. That's how I was taught how to swim.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, but I'm just
Drown or
these
swim?
are real things.
Right.
Like it was the middle of winter, we had a pool and I didn't want to jump in the pool and I got thrown in by a parent. Okay. And that happened in the lakes too. Like there's just the way it was like, I don't know what that cool.
Yeah.
And that's not meant to be a sad story. What it's meant to be is like we all come from extremely different places. So when it comes to changing a tire or working on a car, I learned that from my buddy Chris Day.
Yeah.
He taught me more about how to work on my car, how to change oil, how to change tires. We swapped an engine.
Yeah.
We did alternators. We did transmissions. We did, everything with my buddy Chris in high school. That's how I learned. It had nothing to do with my parent. There are some things that I did learn from my parents, but I don't feel that they were life skills. I got taught how to play pool.
Yeah.
Right. I got taught how to play cribbage, backgammon. I did teach that because they wanted somebody to play with.
Right.
Right. Realistically, that there's some reason, but I didn't get taught, I swinging a hammer. The first time I knew how to really swing a hammer when I was like 16, 17 and got my first like job. Like the foreman had to teach me how to do that.
Yeah.
So that's
Funny enough, I think Mom taught me how to use tools more than my dad.
and that's the craziest thing is like, so as a young adult, I had to go out there and learn these things by myself.
Yeah.
So I think that as an adult and having kids, I was like, you need to learn these things.
Everything.
Well, you need to learn these things. Like, it's so much easier in life if you just know how to swing a hammer. Like, life will be just so much easier.
Yeah.
And they're like, whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, but it really will be.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm actually trying to correct my generational flaws. But yeah, so that's why I had to ask that question, because like there was some things that's, money management was not even, could you imagine? Like,
We didn't talk about money in our house.
no, I'm just saying, like, you're talking about things you could teach your
Yeah.
kids. It's like, I was so far away from that as a kid. Like, I didn't know how to do anything. I literally, I know that's an overused word. I taught myself how to tie my own damn shoes
Yeah.
by myself. That's why I tie them weird. Like, people say, when you do the bow, you wrap around your pinky, right?
I don't think so.
I wrap around my thumb. Like, so I got teased.
No.
I got teased all through like middle school
How
because
do you tie your shoe?
I tie my shoe so weird.
Try in Montana. Who cares? That's a shoe.
But freaking California. Who cares? You can tie your shoe in pretty bows and do with a sparkle. Put a Twizzler in it. It's fine. It's California.
It's true.
But no, but I was teased because the way I tied my shoes, because nobody taught me how to. I was like, I need to make a bow. So I figured out how to make a freaking bow and went to school, you know?
Yeah.
So that's me.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to break that stigma and go, parents, be present.
I agree.
Show your kids some real stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a little get emotional on that, but
that was emotional.
So
I liked it.
What should your youth know?
Oop.
Whatever you can give them.
Whatever you know.
That's like if you know something that you didn't know as a kid, teach your kid.
Yeah. And everything you were taught, teach them that and an extra.
Yes. If your parents taught you something that was very valuable to you now as an adult, give it to your kid.
Right.
And also the things they didn't teach you, if you learn them just because you were an adult and was like, wow, I wish my parents would have taught me that.
Yeah.
Well, instead of wishing that your parents would have taught you that, teach your kid that.
Yeah.
Stop. Like right now, I'm not mad. I'm not angry about those things, but I'm looking at those things like my kid needs to know how to tie their shoe. Yeah. My kid needs to know, how to turn a screwdriver. They need to know how to vacuum a floor. They need to know how to do laundry. All the things I didn't get taught and got taught. Right. Give them to your kids.
I agree.
Oh,
good job.
I'm excited.
Look all the advice we gave for free out here.
Me not.
All right, you ready?
I don't know what we're doing.
I don't know. Pour another shot. So,
all right, I did pour one because I was off camera.
Night, so you might as well.
Is anybody out there anymore?
Yeah, we got. It says like people's watching.
Well, doesn't mean. It's not. Doesn't mean it's true. Just depends on who's actually out there.
So this is gonna sound awful, maybe.
Okay.
CJ.
These are.
Continue.
Are you reading chats or no?
No, I was talking to you.
All right. Well, they're part of the conversation.
All right, go.
Go.
You want me to read the chat? Okay.
Yes. Because I've been reading them all night.
Youth know by the... Oh, there she was helping out. Valerie said life skills, money management. And she says, I need to learn how to have a conversation with an adult. Valerie, you talk to me all the time. We're adults. We have adultish conversations. It counts. John said all good points. And an A in physical education doesn't get you further than anything. I was like, agreed.
True.
PE is great for what it is.
Well,
if you have a good PE class,
I feel like there's like a tipping point. Like I have opinions. Again, I have opinions on everything.
Here. We're reading conversations.
Hold on. PE can be overused or underused. It should be moderation.
Yes. Man, the kids' PE is so they have to run, right? But they also get to do like archery and like field bowling and flag football and like they do get to do all the fun things. I was like, I think we
Not
ran.
The kids.
The kids
in
Intercom.
Our
kids
right
in our school district.
Because I spent, if you want to know about my history, I spent a couple years in Colorado in high school, and then I spent my last couple years in high school in Columbus, Montana. Mm-hmm. So you really want that shot. So the difference was the 2 years that I spent in Colorado, in Aurora, Colorado, lacrosse, field hockey,
right,
weightlifting. When I came back to...
You were in a town of like 4 people.
When I came back to Columbus, climb a rope,
right, do
sit-ups, run lines.
But that's, those are like 2 different ecosystems right there.
Okay. So that's 2 ends of the spectrum.
Yes. Most
of the United States lives somewhere in between.
True.
So you saying that our kids here,
yeah,
totally. They're like, they could just kind of sit on their butt and do nothing, and they're going to pass PE. They're not going to get an A.
No.
They got to run a mile in, 12 minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
I look at you say like it's the easiest thing in the world to do.
I could do it once.
Who's last time we ran a mile in 12 minutes?
I could do it once.
When?
Right now. I could do a 12-minute mile once right now. Then I'll be laying in bed for 7 days
You're running
straight.
a mile tomorrow, 12-minute mile tomorrow.
I don't have to prove that.
Yes, you do.
You want to lose me for a week?
Well, We'll see you back here
I'm
next
not
Friday.
saying I could do it and function afterwards, but I could do it once.
Yes, sir. John said an A in trigonometry doesn't mean you can balance a checkbook. 100%.
That is true.
I don't get why, like, basic. And again, people are like, your parents should teach you basic life skills. School shouldn't have to do that. And I'm like, but some parents don't know basic life skills.
So I just when you say those things though, John, I always want to look at it this way. This is the way I look when you talk about an A in physical education. It doesn't get you further in any of those things, and an A in trigonometry doesn't mean you can balance a checkbook. That's very, very true. But the skills, the basic math skills and basic physical skills are survival.
True.
So you don't have to be the best at it. So if you have an A and you're the most fit person in the world, you still need to know how to do some math.
Sure.
If you're the best mathematician in the world, you still need to do something physical.
I like Bailey's comment. She said, "What's a checkbook?"
Oh, yeah, I agree
And
with that too.
I can't tell you how many times people are like, "We need your blah 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 information from your check," and I'm like, "What check? We need you to write a check for this." Who still got a checkbook? I have to go to the bank to get a stupid check to send to you.
So
dumbest thing.
anytime I need to write a check, I have to pay for a check.
Right.
To
Don't get
write a check
checkbook.
to send it out to somebody. I was like, well, who
Ridiculous.
are you? Are you a
Ridiculous.
facsimile company? Facsimile country.
Love faxes.
Are we
Okay,
doing
this
a
is the last
slancha
one of this show.
Slancha.
Salud.
All right. No, for real. So being an expert in your field doesn't mean you don't need to know just general take care of yourself stuff.
Yes.
Unless you make $1 billion at a trigonometry specialist, you still should be able to run or get up and walk down the street.
Yes.
Pull-ups will save your life.
Yeah, what are you doing? I did read it, John. I read Bailey's message. We laughed about it. Are they behind us? Am I behind us?
I mean, we're a few seconds behind. But,
Okay.
I mean, that's all. I mean, internet is internet.
Internets. All right, you ready for the next one?
I don't know what we're doing.
What's up?
Oh.
Did you do that?
What?
Actually, I would like to give a life update.
You don't want a bonus round tonight?
We don't have any bonus round questions. I feel like we went through them all.
No, I have a full new deck.
You
that I
did new
created.
bonus round questions? Oh my gosh.
I created. I mean, I do a lot besides just look pretty and make all the
Wait.
cameras and microphones work.
These are all new.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go this just to the camera on mine.
Okay.
Ready? So earlier this week, I ordered complete new backs for our bonus round cards. I put new sheets in there with new questions. I had like a 10-minute conversation with Sarah about what we're going to do, and that I've created these things and I put them together for our bonus round if we need to use them. So this surprise thing is either real or she's just being a jerk. One of the two.
Oh, it's real. Here's the issue. When Scooter has something to tell me, he comes into my office / our room
Like gangbusters, baby.
Right, and I could be on the phone typing, trying to answer a different phone, and Scooter's like, "Let me tell you what I just did." And I'm
You
like,
need to stop
"I
everything you're doing because I have a great
don't know
idea.
What's happening? And then he talks, and I'm like, okay. I knew you said you had cards because I remember seeing them. I just don't remember you saying you put new questions on the cards. But it's really hard to pay attention when you're like, it's not like, hey, I want to tell you something. It's blah, 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 as I'm typing, and like 8 things are going on mid-sentence.
So let's do real quick. What's up in your area? What's up
Okay.
in you
I have
or
a lot of
area?
things.
Okay, and then we can ask if there's really anybody watching anymore.
They said yes. Yarel's watching, Bailey's watching, John and Valerie are watching. We already answered this
What do you
question.
mean said they said yes?
You said that earlier. Yarel said,
what
I'm
earlier.
Is anybody watching? I think he's kind
That's not the question I'm asking. So can you listen to the question first,
You
please?
just said that.
The question is, let's go on to what's up in you or area.
Okay.
And then we'll do that and then see if anybody's watching.
After
Timeline to see if we want to go into a bonus round or we need to just go to our shout outs.
they're still here. Okay.
Oh, wow. The sun is always brighter on.
So go ahead.
Teletubby land?
I have 3 things.
What are we doing?
What the actual
What's up in you, or area?
happening? How many do you have?
1.
Okay, go ahead.
1. Sacramento.
Okay.
Concerts in the park.
Yes,
That's it.
that's it. No.
It's Chavez. It's down.
Cesar Chavez.
And here's. Well, you're not from California. If you're not from California, Cesar Chavez Park. Amazing human being that existed in history. I don't know all the history, but there's holidays and all that stuff. So if you have a day off, it's obviously he did
In
something
March,
cool,
he
right?
did. He did a lot for the
So there's a whole part. Yeah, it's a joke.
the harvesters.
I want you to look it up.
He did.
Not the Secret Invasion
Ag
harvest.
workers.
Ooh, spoiler alert for Secret Invasion. Not for that.
You
but
can do this.
They every summer they do concerts in the park on Friday nights, and it's amazing because they don't just pull in like high end bands, but local up and coming bands are coming. So if we don't have something next week on Friday,
Well, this
we might. What?
we have this next Friday.
What?
I mean, our shows.
Okay, but you're not.
You're saying we'll skip the show and go to a concert in the park?
Oh, no. You've also planned a trip down south, and then you do.
I didn't
So
plan it.
okay, but I'm just saying there's a lot of things on the calendar that she doesn't put on the calendar, but we all know is happening. So if that doesn't happen next Friday, it's because we might be down at concerts in the park. But do know that if you're in the Sacramento area in the summer, like big names come
Cali
through
King,
there.
come join us.
Seriously,
Whoever
Cali King
you
has
are.
left.
I know.
Oh my God, I offended whoever Cali King is, and I apologize.
Ay, anyways.
But concerts in the park because
Yes.
not this weekend, but next weekend, Ambiverse is going to be playing there at 5 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Which is a band that we know like personally. And
How are you going to survive?
What do you mean?
It was 108 today.
That's not my point. That's not the point at all. Like this band needs their comeuppance because they're doing the work. They're doing all the
Are
work.
they a cover band?
No. Well, they do some cover songs, but probably 80-20. They do 80% of their own stuff and 20% cover.
Okay.
So they're mostly their stuff. So it's not all original, but their releases that they do online and on Spotify is their own stuff.
Okay.
And yeah.
How would you feel about them performing at your birthday party?
Oh my God.
Is that a good option?
I'm having like flashbacks to a really bad.
I'm just
I think it was
kidding. It's a
It was
great
a fever
episode.
dream.
It
Like,
was
did I have a
great.
fever and
It
have
was
this dream?
fine. Okay, so I have 3 things. If you're in Washington, obviously Taylor Swift. I mean, who's not going?
So who's not going? I mean, the concert's tomorrow. So remember, Taylor Swift is playing tomorrow. Where's she playing at?
Seattle.
Oh my gosh, you
So,
didn't even
yeah.
look up the venue.
Why? Who's going? It's like
Everybody's going.
$8,000.
So, and I mean, it's what is this? Friday night. She's performing tomorrow. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, you need to get them
Just
quick
get in
because
line.
they're
It's
about to sell out.
It's fine. You'll be fine.
So get on the list. You know, I'm sure. I mean, if you don't do it by, well, you have a couple more minutes to get on the VIP list. So yeah. And Ariel, you know what we're talking about.
All right. Next, Fresno. In Fresno, California, there is a Lion King at the California Arts Academy. Disney's Lion King Broadway.
Okay, I was
is
like, there's a
performing.
Lion King?
I was getting there. Disney's performance of the Lion King Broadway version, California Arts Academy in Fresno.
In Fresno?
I thought that'd be awesome. Yeah. I said tomorrow. It's actually Sunday, 7/23.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So
Okay.
our Orlando friends should be looking into that.
Okay. In Sacramento, California State Fair is happening. So we have the
Gross.
Isley Brothers, woo woo, and Third Eye Blind.
Hold on. Let's go back. Do you know a song from either one of those?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. So
But-
what?
no, wait,
what?
wait,
You
wait.
just looked this. You Googled this crap.
But there is an Isley Brothers song I like. I'm not
What
good
is
with
it?
names.
What is it?
I'm terrible with names. I
What
mean,
is
I
it?
could ask her to play some Isley Brothers songs,
That
but
we
it'd be
get.
bad.
I mean, we get shut down.
Yeah. Anyways, Third Eye Blind And
Third Eye Blind. Name one song.
I told you I can't.
Oh my gosh. You just looked this stuff up and just went like willy nilly.
I know songs from the
Is
names.
this why you take a nap right before we go live?
Yeah, otherwise I'd be tired.
Ugh.
Okay, last thing. Everyone, go to the beach. Like if you're
Oh
go
my
to the
God,
beach
yes.
for me, because we were in Slow this last week. We were 10 minutes from the beach and we still didn't go. That's how friggin' packed that weekend was. We still didn't get to the beach and we were 10 minutes from there, and it made me really sad.
Here's a challenge. Even if you're not close to a beach, go to the beach. If
We can't say we didn't do it.
yeah, we did.
We didn't go to the beach.
In Slow.
We didn't go to the beach in Slow.
Yeah, we did the week before.
No.
And then the week we went to the Northwest, and then
The Northwest didn't count. We stood on a friggin' concrete
Yeah.
thing and looked at the beach.
and took a selfie.
It
And it was like,
count.
see
If
beach.
your toes aren't in the sand, it doesn't count.
Well, I'll throw you into the sand next time.
I wish
Counted.
I wish you would.
I wish I wouldn't. I was like, do you see these bruises? No, you don't, because they're covered with makeup.
Stop
See 'em?
it. We don't.
So yes, and my challenge is like, if you live, it doesn't have to be like, there's something about water that will change your perspective. Humans need water.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. All I'm saying is like, if
What? Yes, I agree with you.
humans need water,
We would die without water.
done.
Yes.
No, find a beach or a riverside or lakeside or something to that effect, because there's something about the smallness or the what
So let this play out.
you're good. Yeah, look at you. Oh, I'm gonna do this.
Go ahead.
When you are up against something that's water-based, ocean, river, lake, you feel small.
It's true.
You feel irrelevant.
Yeah.
You feel like you're not in control. And that gives you a sense of serenity and a oneness with everything around you. So find some water.
Yeah.
I think there's a reason why little kids see a puddle
And jump in it.
and jump in the puddle.
Yeah.
There's a reason behind that. So,
It's very emotional for you.
yeah, it is. So, I was thrown in lakes and pools. So, it's very much, but realistically, you go to a beach and you feel small, irrelevant, but you also feel included in what the whole planet and universe is doing, correct?
I don't know if I feel that when I go to the beach.
Then why do you cry, get all emotional?
Well, if we want to put that into it, last time I cried is because it's a really crappy time last time I was at the beach.
I understand that, but that's kind of the emotion you get there, this freedom. Like, and then let's make it funny. Let's make it funny. You want me to go with the funny side?
No.
Try riding a jet ski and not smiling. Try it.
I've never been on a jet ski.
You can't do it without smiling.
Are you sure?
Fact. I've done it.
I mean, I'm scared of everything, so maybe.
Nope. Jet ski, you're like, whoa, it's fun. Fell off. Then you cry.
Okay.
But while you're riding it, you're gonna smile.
Oh, it's so deep at this late hour.
It's not even late.
That's all. That's all that I had for what's up in your area.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do a bonus? Would anybody like for us to do a bonus round? Are you guys ready to go to bed? Let us know.
I don't know if anybody's in there. So
Yes, stop saying that. People.
So
are still
Ryan's here too.
Bailee, Ryan, Ariel, John, Valerie.
Why is there a cry point for you, Bailee? Like, I gotta know this.
Oh, you're all said bonus round.
Huh?
Can I read them first or just give you one?
Can you let me ask a question to the people in the chat?
Yarel said bonus round. And Bailee said duh.
What's duh?
It was a crying face for Taylor Swift. You gotta pay attention.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes.
What? She's not going either?
Stop it.
You didn't get like VIP tickets? I was like, they mailed them to me, and I was like, nah, I don't need those.
Right. We don't do that here.
I was like, that's fine. Taylor's cool, but
Oh gosh.
you
We
know.
talked about that. Like there are some things where I don't know if it's worth the cost.
Well,
Taylor Swift, like they were talking about how like literally the Taylor Swift concert made more money than a lot of countries did in a
Yes.
year. Like
So
in less, it's insane, right? The amount of money
it's a
that
perspective.
it's made. Pay it forward, hopefully. But it's just crazy. And not to say that the show may not be worth it, but I don't know. I shouldn't say I don't know. I didn't even drop the $5,000 for Super Bowl when it was friggin' Eminem and Mary J. Blige and Snoop Dogg.
Oh, but she thought about it?
I almost left Scooter Road by myself.
You can listen to other podcasts.
I
We really talked
Legit
about.
almost dropped $5,000 for that.
We almost went to just for like a minute and a half.
I almost went to the Super Bowl and said,
Yeah, she almost left me out.
10. I'll spend 5.
But realistically, we had this conversation like earlier today. It was the conversation of who you would pay that amount of money for to see in concert. And I'm a music dude. I love live music, and I wouldn't pay anything. I would not pay that amount.
Yeah.
There's a reason, and my reasoning is completely different. But it's like if you didn't see them in their comeuppance and their heyday, and I don't want to be like pretentious, like, oh, you didn't see them when everybody else didn't think they were cool, whatever. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like there was a time where seeing Taylor Swift was $75,
Great.
right?
Yeah.
So my question to myself, not to you, not to the people that are listening or watching, the question to myself would be, why didn't you pay the $75 then?
Maybe they did. And now they're like, now I don't have $2,000 for a ticket
But
up in the
if you
nosebleed
paid the
section.
$75, you already saw them.
Not the same. When she was $75, the amount of performance she did is not nearly the same as it is now. I don't think it's worth $2,000.
But now it's a theatrical show that you can watch in
It's 3
surround
hours,
sound.
right.
That-
Ariel said she's about to go see Posty in 2 weeks. Woot,
Oh.
woot.
I'm a little jealous
Yeah.
because I do like Posty.
Can you pick a card already?
I'm a big, not as much Posty, but I do like Posty. I like but I've become a very big Jelly Roll fan. So look into Jelly Roll. Just putting that out there.
No.
How many do I pick?
Just one.
Where I'm picking a card right now.
Just pick one.
Just pick one. So I did redesign them. I did order them professionally.
Good job.
So they have a QR code on them.
But how's anybody
And
gonna
they
see
have
that?
questions on them. What?
How's anybody gonna see the QR code?
I don't know. I just thought it was cute.
All right.
I don't know. So I'm a game.
I like mine.
I am a board game designer, by the
Oh,
way.
God.
So
Yours is gonna be a talker. Go ahead.
you saw mine?
Yes.
I didn't even see it yet. What? How many more seconds do you want us not
You
talk?
get 30 seconds for this question, for this answer.
No, I have to ask you first because
That's fine. I'm saying when you answer it, you get 30 seconds to answer it. And go.
the question is for this bonus round: what law would you like to introduce?
So this is gonna sound a little bit I think the word socialist. Don't really care.
No, but hold on. Did my voice sound awesome in that or what?
No.
Come on now.
So my thought is, especially in the way life is right now, I would love if there was a law that allowed people who were between the ages of 18 and 21, and only for those 3 years, to get assistance with housing for 3 years only so that they can get on with their lives and move forward. And that's it. The only requirement is you just graduated high school and you're trying to move out from your parents' house, and they are assisting you in that time period so you can get on your feet. Because I don't know if you guys have ever seen Rent right now, but it's like, and where we're at, it's a good $2,000+ a month for a studio.
Here's my counter argument to that.
Okay.
My law would be bigger than that. Because the biggest reason for, let's talk about coastals. Like most of the Midwest, and there's a lot of cities and countries, states that are doing okay when it comes to that. But the coastal cities,
But okay.
All I'm saying is there's a housing problem, and giving them funding takes more money, which means they can raise rent because there's funding. Does that make sense?
No, because
Okay.
and let me tell you why. Because there's still, and whoever, if you need Section 8, don't really care. But Section 8 still exists.
You do care.
No, Section 8 still exists for
Dang,
people
bro.
who are like whatever age. It doesn't really matter. And people are on it for like their whole lives. So that thing to me doesn't matter. But for an 18-year-old who's trying to move out, they can't get low-income housing.
I agree
They
with that.
can't get housing assistance.
I agree with that.
Even when they're actually working and they're going to college and they're like, I need to move closer to school. I need these things. So
agree
for
with
me to help a person between the like ages of 18 and 21 to just, and even if it's just, here's the first 2 or 3 months of your housing. So you can put your deposit down and then you're good to go.
Totally understand.
That's
I
the
understand,
law I would make.
I understand the reasoning behind that. The counterpart is, as somebody that owns, not me, I'm looking at somebody that actually owns an apartment building or somebody that owns housing. What can I do now? I can raise my rent because the government is now funding 18 to 20-year-old,
But that's not
21-year-olds.
true.
No, hold on. I'm saying if that is the truth, like what you're saying is assistance for people that just graduated high school. Are they in college yet?
Don't know.
Don't know. So 18 to 21, just to get on their feet. So I'm as somebody that owns this property, I'm going to put this housing for only people from 18 to 21 and put my rent at $5,000 a month. Hold on.
No, put your hand
And-
down. But what you're not realizing is the people who have these agreements with the government, they don't get to do that. They don't get to say, I'm going to raise the housing.
You're
because
right.
the places where they get to go to, it doesn't get to have that, I'm going to raise the rent whatever I want. There's a housing cap, and that's the
So
whole
that
point.
is a separate law?
No, it's the same law. It's the same. It already exists. The law, that part of the law already exists. If you're getting governmental support for housing, it already exists that you can't raise the rate to whatever you want it to be. That's already written. I don't have to write that law. My law is, instead of helping anybody and their mom, let's help the kids who are actually trying to make a life for themselves and start out and give them some assistance.
So I'm playing an advocate, a devil's advocate.
I know it's annoying me.
No, I know it is, because this is where our capitalist country, this is where we make money.
Right.
This is where the United States makes money. So the capitalist part of me, I'm not saying me myself, but I'm capitalist part of me being an owner of an apartment. I can find those same humans, right? Charge just a little bit more, get the subsidization, whatever the word is, subsidy, and still make more money than the person that's going to get paid off. There is,
But who cares? You asked me for my law. Why are we going a
all I'm saying is,
what's your law?
all I'm saying is the system is flawed, because we can make a law to help people out, yet since we're capitalist, we can still profit off of helping somebody out.
All right, what's your law?
Somebody tell me I'm wrong. You can't,
What's your law?
because we drive by homeless encampments every single day. They get cleared out. We drive by there's so many things that happen.
I broke it. There it goes. What's your law?
I don't have one. Wow. I'm angry. Like, that makes me so angry, because like giving somebody 18 to 21 assistance instead of housing is a problem. Give people 18 to 21 training.
So you're saying there's a problem with my law?
Yes.
It's my law.
Well,
don't care if-
I'm gonna make your law better.
All right, I'm gonna go on to my question.
I don't get to answer my
No. You didn't. I gave you a chance to answer. You're just
The
rebutting
answer,
my law.
no, the answer is a law that will give people from 18 to 21, if they graduated high school, housing, so they can have time to get a career, establish a career, not assistance, but housing.
Okay.
Not money. Housing. Different.
All right. My question is, can you judge someone by the clothes that they wear?
Yes.
Of course you can. You wrote the question. You can judge somebody any way you want.
I didn't write the question. I pulled it from
You can
internet
judge
crap.
anyone by anything that you choose to. Doesn't mean you're right. That's all.
I think that's a big part. Like,
Because I dress like I'm a 45-year-old soccer mom most days.
that's not true.
That is absolutely true.
I mean,
That's how I dress.
you would never have soccer kids.
I did have a soccer kid. We had a soccer kid for like
For
2
what?
years.
2 years.
Yeah. There's no time
Out of
period
how
where
many-
you're a soccer
like,
mom.
But we have kids in this house. Let's just say till they're 18 times 3, right?
Okay.
Which is how much?
18 times 3?
Yeah.
A lot. Why? I don't understand what the number is for.
What's 2 out of that?
That doesn't matter.
It's very small. So you're not a soccer mom.
I didn't say I was. I said I dressed like I'm a 45-year-old soccer mom.
I don't think you do.
I do.
You don't have a minivan.
I don't have to. I have the shorts that go like too long. Like if I wore them in high school, they'd be like, that's the appropriate length.
Here's a very truth. Like, I want to be very true, very honest about what you wear. You ready for it?
Go ahead.
Either it's frumpy, and I'm like, she's definitely a house mom,
Okay.
or you wear like sport pants and like this tight thing, and then you look like a superhero. Like,
I feel like what I said was right.
Have
It's
I-
either a soccer mom or a soccer mom who's going to the gym. Those are my two outfits.
how many times have I said you look like a superhero?
Right.
Like at least like 5 times a week.
Yeah.
I was like, those
Gym
are my
clothes.
that's my superhero. Like, it shows her shape and it's like, oh my God, she's a superhero.
Gym clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other times you're like,
I look like a soccer mom.
looks like a washcloth.
My
That's-
shorts are too long. My
everything's-
shirt's 15
yeah.
years old.
Like, you can't see her hips.
Soccer
you can't
mom.
see her shape.
That's like you don't get the term.
I've seen so I don't even, is this a
Bailee
question?
doesn't like the word frumpy. I agree. Like, who the heck says frumpy? It's just like a
No, I'm
it's worse.
It
Soccer
wasn't
mom was the
it wasn't a
nicest way.
negative term.
Yes, it was.
It's just, it's, oh my God.
Don't like it. All
That's
right.
it?
That was it. We did it.
I don't get to answer my own.
You did. You literally used yours to counter mine.
Throwing money into people doesn't make them better.
Okay.
Throwing convenience or accessibility can.
Okay.
That's it. That's
'Cause
really
I don't think I ever said give them money. I said assist them with their apartment or assist them with the house, assist them with whatever, and for the 18 to 21. I don't think I ever said give
Rewind
them
that.
money.
You didn't say money.
No.
That is true. But I was like, there should be some sort of program. Fact, I agree with that because realistically, most other countries have it. This one doesn't. And since we are so hell bent
Language.
on being a capitalist country, and that's who we are, we can't think about how other people have done it for thousands of years and it works great.
I feel like we're saying the same thing, but you just didn't like the way I worded it.
I didn't, because I feel like
But
there's
we're
this
saying
kind of
the
like, I
exact
don't
same
give somebody
thing.
money to pay rent,
I didn't say that.
right? But give them housing.
Right.
So you have 3 years. Here's how I would adapt the law. Like, you don't have free rent, but at the first year you have free rent. Second year, it's 50%. No, let's just say it's like, 50% of real rent. Like, that's a big year. It's like, oh, I got to make this money. And the second year, you're like 75%. And guess what? Once you hit 21, it's 100%.
I just feel like you still didn't make your own law. You just took mine.
Well, I
And
can make
changed it.
laws if you
No,
want.
we're good. Let's
I can make laws. You ain't gonna like them.
let's shout out some things. Boom.
Shout out!
Woo!
Longest episode ever.
I don't know what just happened on that.
Again,
law
can
one.
somebody tell me that my voice sounds awesome when I do that? Or
Your
does it
voice
sound
sounds
crap?
awesome when you do that.
I just gotta know.
Did anybody win the Powerball in the audience? Anybody?
What are you talking about? Powerball.
Powerball was $1 billion this week.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just anybody won.
I would do something
Justin.
stupid with that.
I would never tell you if I won.
You'd be on the news.
No, you wouldn't. You can choose to be anonymous. Just saying, you don't have to. Choose to be anonymous. That would be me. Wouldn't tell you at all.
That's the definition of a healthy marriage.
Yes.
Your wife not telling you anything.
No, the wife's not telling you that you have money to spend. That's
Gross.
it's a
Gross.
healthy relationship right there.
Gross.
Name the last 4 things you just bought on Amazon.
Well, I can pull them up. It's my search history.
And this is why I will tell you why. This is why I would always never let you know. Oh, you wrote one $21. That's good.
How about a microphone?
Mm-hmm.
A different microphone?
Custom pedal.
No.
Not on Amazon, but
Yeah.
you're having a custom pedal built.
Oh yeah, that's.
You had a custom
You
guitar.
said Amazon.
You had a custom guitar built. Let's just talk about this year. The random things that you bought this year.
I mean, but they're local builders, man.
Doesn't matter.
Support local.
This is why I would never tell you when we become wealthy
Yeah.
enough to. Not
I mean,
tell
I
you.
agree with that. We've talked about that. I was like,
Would
I
never.
do agree with that.
$21. That's pretty good.
What?
You're rolling $20 in Powerball. I won 4.
I feel like a win is a win, dude. Like $21 is. I mean, that's a big deal
Well, it depends on how much you spent.
to get
If
there.
you bought $100 in Powerball and you won 21.
Oh, well, then she lost $89.
Right.
Or wow,
79.
wow, that math is hard. Stay in school. Yes,
I think it's the beer.
yes, John.
All right.
Math is
Who's-
not
who's your
something
shout
you
out?
know. Oh, I have a list.
Why do you have so many?
Well, because you cheated.
Okay, why don't you go first? Because you've been talking more, and then I'll end it.
My first 2 huge are. We talk about good things like Valerie and Lucy. What you switched to my camera and then I burped. Thanks.
Well, I switched your camera a while ago.
So Valerie and Lucy, like, no joke. When it comes to the vision that we have of what we do as a, not even company, but as a vision of what we do as a society, when it comes to gaming and community and helping human beings out with social emotional learning, Valerie and Lucy have been my ride or dies, and I can never shout them out enough. I have a lot of shout outs this round, but I don't want to belittle, but man, I just can't.
Did you get them all?
That's it. Those are the 2.
You said you had a list.
I have a
Like
list. You want me to go through all of
the
them?
whole thing.
Road, the company, like, you laugh, but they gave us, like, we won some free stuff because they liked what we do.
Yeah.
But not only that, like, every time I post something now on the Discord, on their Discord, like, they're very responsive because, like, hey, Scooter, what's up? Like, and they talk to me about real stuff, and they accidentally, like, tell me about stuff they shouldn't tell me. And then they tell me about stuff they still shouldn't tell me. And I'm very excited about that. So, Rode makes these stands and some microphones, those types of things. So I'm very appreciative of them. Guildhall. We went out to there and, like, it was hard. It was hard to get into. Was it Burbank?
Yes.
It was a nice little place that doesn't have. It's like a sports bar, but it's esports bar.
Yes.
So board games has nothing but live streaming esports games.
That was a cool place.
And the food was crazy good in a weird way. Does that make sense?
What'd you have?
I don't know what I had. You ordered it.
Yeah, a charcuterie board
Yeah, and it had like
with beef wax candle. With a
beef
fat
it had
candle.
beef fat candle that it was melting all over the board. Did you know why? Because the freaking candle was edible.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was
LA.
authentic. But it was all about board games, video games, just
Nerdy
nerd
stuff. Yeah.
community. Everybody I came in contact with wanted to talk to me. And I was like, oh, this is weird. So it was cool. I have way more. You go for a couple.
What? You only have 5 things. You're almost done.
You go.
All right. So I have a couple. We watched Transformers this week, and I want to shout out that
Good
movie.
Lord.
The new one, something about the Beast. Oh my gosh, it was so good. If you've like thought Transformers have been crap since like the beginning, I think you'll actually like this one. It was really good. So I think I highly suggest going to watch Transformers. And then the very end, so
Not
good.
just the very end, but it's like if
Long
you
pause.
understand what?
Good.
If you understand to what it knows to be somebody that's not born into a successful situation in your life, amazing movie.
It was great. It was a good movie. I'm gonna watch it again. actually,
Phenomenal.
by myself, without the dog.
That was
She
true.
ruined it, but it was good.
Ruined.
Shout out to the a-holes who broke into our car. Again, that was awesome. There was a high-speed chase in our neighborhood because these same awesome people who decided to try to steal our car, but yet again failed to steal our car.
They caught them all.
They all got caught and all got taken to juvie because they were 17 years old, but not before they broke our window and tried to steal our car. So poor little cars back in the shop, but shout out to those friggin' a-holes for trying to break into our car in the middle of the day. And we love you. All right, last one. Shout out to all of our children. I feel like they're doing really awesome right now. All of them. Like between Ariel wanting to work on like a collaboration with us on a work thing and helping me plan your birthday party because who knows what's happening with that. Tony took a whole month off of work to just like come back and figure out what life is going to be. Bailey's like killing it being mom and doing auditing, and Ryan's doing auditing and filming and parenting. Elise went to like a random job fair downtown by herself, which no matter how much people are like that should be normal, it's not. To go someplace where there's like 100 people interviewing all for the same like 10 jobs, it's a lot. So I'm like, shout out to her for doing that. I had CJ down with his classes and passing them all. And then friggin' Mariah this summer, we don't even see her. Mainly because she's at a boyfriend's house, but she's also babysitting and doing auditing and selling clothes and just trying to make money this summer. So like, I feel like all of our kids are just doing friggin' awesome right now, and it's cool. Those are all my shout outs. All the kids. Did I take them?
When it comes to kids, yeah.
Why don't you go first?
So I'm going to do it in this order. I switched up order. Native audio. Somebody I've been connecting with that is in my nerd realm of making pedals for guitars. But over the last month or two, they have found a way to let's roll back. How can we pay it forward? So they found a way to use one of their pedals because if you know me, they're talking about Blackfoot heritage, those types of things. So they actually they put out scholarships for college
Oh, cool.
and they don't make, they're not trillionaires, they're not billionaires, they're not millionaires, they're thousandaires. Let's be real. But they're putting out scholarships for like 3 human beings to go to college to give back to the Native American community, and they gave them back.
Oh,
So
that's
they
cool.
gave out money, so it's a lot. So shout out to you guys. That's a big deal because he did it in the name of his mom
Oh,
and his grandmother. So I was like, that's kind of dope. So I'm gonna get past the crying moment. And then it's more of a crying moment. Like, I have to pull this up.
Okay.
I don't think I can get through it.
Do you want me to read it?
But before I go this, because I'm going to forget, not that I forget and belittle it, but I can't do what I do as a company, as a human being, as what we do, even on this podcast. Like, I can't do this without this human being across from me. I can't do it.
Oh,
It's fact.
okay. Thank you.
I couldn't do it by myself. Like, I couldn't. I would do it and it would fall flat, and then I would just go to sleep for like 3 days and then forget about it. So, that being said, that's my short shout out to Sarah, which it was supposed to be bigger, but I can't do more. So, I'm going to read something that is very personal to me, but it's very personal because I only gave it out. I only said it to Ariel and Bailee. I don't know if I can read it because it's very true. It's me every day. Okay.
Okay.
So if you want to know me, here's who I am. Truth is, I struggle / conquer. Addiction, anger, depression, thoughts of suicide, relevance, imposter syndrome. Daily. And I said to them, you have both saved me, saved my life more than I can ever express. That's my life. Daily. And Sarah does her best to understand that. Because this is not a shocker to her.
Yeah.
She does her best to understand that part of me. So, that's my shout out.
Aw,
Boom, sucker.
you're so nice. Now what are you gonna do?
I don't know. Another bonus round. We out.
We're going to sleep.
Are you?
No, I go to the gym in the morning.
You're going to
8 a.m.
So you're going to sleep. I'm gonna like hang out.
No, I'll be up till midnight.
Whatever.
7 hours of sleep.
I don't even know what time it is.
It was very sweet, love.
That's just real. That wasn't sweet. Like, these things actually really happen. Am I wrong? Like, these things really happen.
Well, your shout out to me was nice.
Like, if you didn't understand those things, you don't understand, but you know them. You accept them. That's it. All right. What up now? Is that it? Are we ending this like on a sad note?
Yeah, you went last, and that was the.
Well, you told me to go last.
I did not actually. I said you do all of yours, then I'll do mine.
Boom.
Well, thanks, guys. We should be back next week.
Oh, we'll be here. Well, we don't know, but we will keep coming back when we can.
Oh, my boss.
What happened? Allergies?
Yeah. Allergies.
That's what I say. All right. Love you all.
Bye.